other things the station needs for the fields that we don't really have in the budget to pay for.
What would the volunteers, or not volunteers, the part-time, this be working around the tournament?
Yes, the part-time help would be over, for the weekends and working around the tournament and the concession stand stuff.
Can I ask something?
Yes.
Prior to the tornado and COVID, we already had 18 tournaments.
18.
18 tournaments. And that's not counting the guy from it's actually Chattanooga Heat, it's 18 over baseball. There'll be teams from Chattanooga, he said there's some teams from Marietta, and he's trying to pick up some teams from down in Alabama. That's one reason he likes the location. And we're one of the very few parks that has 3 fields big enough for playing.
Yeah, that's good.
So, but the guy on the softball tournaments, he said as soon as we're ready, he's going to play into the 5. So we may pick up on some lost tournaments also. But even if the baseball hasn't picked up, that would be 18 tournaments that we would have this year.
Yeah. Okay.
We figured just roughly off of what we done last year on that one tournament, we profit-wise on the concession stand should have been around $1,500 to $2,000 a tournament. So that would have put a lot of money back into the pocket of the sports complex to help on stuff that we just.
Had this not happened, it would not be
and this I just now got it going good, and then this happened with the virus. So maybe they'll release us to where we can go back to work and
Counting what it does for the local economy too.
Yeah.
Okay, good report. Mr. Call.
All right, couple of things. I always talk about the splosh and the amount. It was at $200,082 for the month of May. Keep in mind that is March's revenues, though. That's money that was spent in March. So I think, and Rebecca and I were talking today, I think probably next month will give us a clearer picture on what, if anything, this COVID thing is done. I don't know that it's going to hit us as hard other than in fuel maybe, because fuel was down, the price of fuel was down, but the grocery stores and everybody seemed to do a pretty good business. So hopefully we can report a good one in June, but it is still 200,000 and a little bit above. The legislation, I have not talked to anybody in the last few days, but they had about 9 days left when they suspended it. So they've got to go back at some point and finish that, and the governor, I think, is talking about it now when to get them back in, so they'll go back in. And that'll be 9 whirlwind days of passing a lot of things that made it over crossover day or 2 crossover day. We have no idea what those will be. I think a lot of their stuff's going to be on the budget. As we talk about this splash thing, then we don't know what the state budget's going to do to us. I know she's already mentioned budget cuts as far as family and children services and what it might do to them. So we're just waiting to see, and I have talked to our senator about hopefully they don't come back on counties and try to exact more money, because we're all in this thing together. The last thing is I did tell Lawana I would talk a little bit about the election today, because just to help maybe with some confusion that may be out there. She said there was approximately 2,200 people who ordered mail-in votes when they came out from the state. If you wanted to vote by mail, you could order. At this time, they've gotten back about 1,358 of those have come back in. So that means there's still about 700 of them out there, 700 or 800 that are still not there. And then in the early voting that's taken place here in this room for the last couple of weeks, there have been 913 people that have come in and voted. Now, tomorrow is still another day for that, and then, of course, on Monday, they'll all be closed down, but Tuesday, they'll be at the precincts. And one thing she wanted me to tell people, if you're out there and you're listening, you see this, you ordered a mail-in vote, but you decided, I'm going to my precinct or I'm going to early vote. Whichever one, you can still do that. You do not have to mail it in. But if you come to vote here or you go to your precinct on Tuesday and you have that, it will speed everything up to bring that with you, because you have to turn it in. If you don't have it to turn it in, that precinct, whether that's New Home or New Salem or wherever, has to call down here and verify through the election commission that yes, you did have, because what's going to happen when you get that little card to go vote, it's going to flag that you had a ballot mailed to you. So they're going to know that. You can still go and vote, but what it's going to do is hold that line up, or at least hold your vote up while they verify through this office here, the commission, election commission, that you did have it. So there's going to be some confusion, and we're just trying to keep that down, but there's been a pretty good turnout. So bring those if you have them. If you don't, it's just going to slow things up. And if you are going to mail them, and you know you're going to mail it because you may, for whatever reason, the COVID-19, you're not going to get out in public, not going to go to a precinct, those have to be either handed in out here or they have to be in this box out here. Either way, they've got to be here by Tuesday, not postmarked on Tuesday. So you can't go to the post office and say, well, I'm going to drop it in. You can bring it here and get it here on Tuesday, but at 7 o'clock, my understanding, 7 o'clock Tuesday night, they will check this lockbox out here, drop box, for the last time, and that will be verified that they do it, and at 7 o'clock, that cuts off just like the voting cuts off. So she just wanted me to kind of put that out there so people would, kind of know to bring it. And speed things up just a little bit. But the important thing is to get out and vote. And as I told you, we've had about 1,300, about 2,200 people have voted either by mail or in person early voting so far. So, but Tuesday is finally election day. It's been changed twice, and they looked to maybe change it again, but didn't. Thank the Lord, it'll be over Tuesday at 7 o'clock. But get out and vote. That's a privilege that we have because it cost a lot of lives for us to keep the freedoms we have, and that's one of them. Thank you.
Mr. Bradford, as everyone knows, we've had a lot of rain and storms, and our road crew has been really, really busy the past month or so. And we've had 294 work orders just this past month. We've installed several tiles in people's driveways and on different areas. We had to replace a tile down on Silver Spring Gap, and people that drive that, I think Robin drives it every now and then. You won't believe that road now. They've done an excellent job on that road going up the mountain. You can drive up it at about 15, 20 miles an hour, whereas before if you'd done 10 miles an hour, you'd beat your car to death. But they've done an excellent job. They put in several tiles out in Head River area. And the transfer station's been really busy with burning brush and stuff, but we're about finished with all that. So I've got, 2,200 truckloads of brush that they took down there in the last month and a half that they burned. And I wish we could have had a way to chip it or do something with it, but it was so expensive to do that we couldn't do it. So that's basically all I've got. Just had a real busy month with Billy. I spent a lot of time riding around.
Yeah. Start with on as far as things going on this month here. EPD's been back in the county. I mentioned that seemed like every other month, but these are two new issues. They've got a really bad issue down at the preserve at Rising Pond. It's actually blew out into Hurricane Creek, which is a blue line stream, and there's just a lot going on. There's some federal people involved in it, state people, and also of course, we're the issuing authority on that, but we did not issue that permit. It was issued through a federal group, but it's really a really bad problem. It probably will go on another month or so, and I'm sure it may wind up in court. I'm not sure. But also we've got an issue on Sand Mountain also out there that not near as bad as that, but the people they've agreed to actually fix it, and they're working with the EPD and ourselves there to get that taken care of. The actual Robert, mentioned the voting. It's real critical that you do vote. It's something that people take for granted, until after it's over with, and they look and they think, here I was and watching 6 o'clock news and I didn't vote, and it's just something. Especially, it's critical as the things we've got here. This SPLOST tax, people, that we've had for years. Honestly, I'll just be honest with you about it. You can vote for me, you can vote for Nathan or Robert or whatever, but if this SPLOST that we've had for these years, if it were to fail, you don't understand what heartaches and turmoil it's going to cost for this county, whether Nathan's sitting here or whether I'm sitting here. I think Nathan will agree with that. Really. It's critical. And this is not a new tax. This is just a tax that we've had, the penny. So anyway, I'm not going to say any more about that, but it is very important, to get out here and vote. I want to give a little update too on the COVID virus. I mean, that's every time you turn your TV on, that's there, and these riots, kind of overshadowed it. But let me tell you something: the riots, they'll go away. But we're going to be in this little pattern here for a while. It looks like. We're at 39 cases. That's before lunch today, and Walker County, they're at 171. That's our neighbor. So all I'm telling you, I know you get tired of hearing this from the national and from us too, national news and us, but try to listen to, try to the social distancing out. When you're in the grocery store, I know here we sat without any mask, but this room here is fairly well open. This room was totally fumigated. I call it fumigated, but Alex has got machines. Before we entered this room, it was all fogged after the elections. In the morning it'll be before they come in. So we feel safe in here, but just try to use common sense, especially. I know Philip, we mentioned about the full fields, getting back going. Just listen to the coaches and listen to the people when you get down. Don't get too comfortable, because once we start rolling here, like I said, this is going to be a busy place down there. I mean, it'll be busier probably for the rest of the summer than it's been in a long time. Don't you agree?
Yes.
I mean, really. And so just don't forget, to use common sense and listen to what the coaches tell your children and you, because, the dugouts, you're going to be different. Everything's going to be different. You won't have a full team in the dugout. You'll have them spaced out, and you'll have them sitting in probably the first row of the bleachers, however they work that out. But I just want to really stress that. The other thing, I want to mention, some of the things here that I'll touch on, that SPLOST is finished, that we finished on, that we've talked about just in the last few months. The jail fence out here, Joe Chambers and the sheriff came to us on that. They have completed that. They finished it last week. We got Alex is going to be up here in just a little while. He's going to talk to us a little bit about some of the things pertaining to electronics and the radios and all that. Our 4-H van. Have you? I know we've ordered it now, and I know that the Prater Ford got. Have you heard anything at all on that?
It's just been delayed because Ford shut down the ventilators.
Yeah.
And I checked in with Jerry, and we haven't really heard
Still nothing yet. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's one thing that we've needed for several years, and we did vote to do that here not too long ago. The sheriff's cars, that's been in and out for the past month or so. I think they've got, I think all but one of them, I believe. I think they've got them on the road and running. So, but that's some of the big things that we've got that actually has hit. Let's see if there's anything else. Seemed like there was something else. Oh yeah. I talked to Philip here just a minute ago, because I really just got this yesterday evening, but this goes back to the tornadoes and storms we had, and as far as disaster assistance, and I know Alex has done everything he can as far as the Georgia end of it, but I finally got some paperwork back here from Tennessee. This actually it mentions Bledsoe, Marion, McMinn, Medj, Polk, Bray, and Sequatchie County in Tennessee, and also Bradley and Hamilton County. But we are also involved in that MPO, Metropolitan Organization. And so it also brings us into it, Catoosa, Dade, Mary, Walker, and Whitfield. And what this is, and if you'll call me or come by tomorrow or whatever, I just got this form. It'll give you all the numbers to call here. And according to this, there is some assistance out there. And they've kind of simplified it, because this was several pages. And so if you'll just get in touch with us tomorrow, if you've been affected by this, whether your house is blown away, your mobile home, or if you had if it's actually hurt your business or whatever, there's some relief here. And this is pulling from the Tennessee partners that we have. So anyway, I've got that. That's pretty big news.
Is that something that we can upload to our county page?
That's what she's going to put it. I've not had it long enough to put on there, but it will be put on there. Oh, yeah. what Philip just said, if you didn't hear him, it will be on our county page, these phone numbers and all, or if you want a hard copy of it, if you don't have a computer or whatever, you can come and, because some of these people I know that really suffered some damage, they don't have they can go to the library, but they don't have really computers. So I'll give this security, you can put it online. I did want to mention too, we did go to an event over at the high school today. I know your wife was there as a school board member, and it was really a special event there. They had some of our young men that's going right out of high school into service. They've already they're actually going to be in boot camp by the time they do have the graduation in late this month, early July. And so the superintendent and Mr. Farney over there, they got together and they put on a really good, it wasn't real long and all, but it was really a special, I know it was special to those young men and those parents. And Alan, he had the group over there, they did a 21-gun salute, and they did the folding of the flag, which a lot of people had never seen that before. But it was really a special thing. Now, Evan, I know a lot of you didn't go there wasn't a big crowd there, but Evan will be streaming that, they'll be showing it, I think, starting tomorrow, and be running it. So it's really special to watch it. It's really interesting, But let me see here now. Any y'all got anything else you want to mention?
I was going to say there's 6 young boys that graduated this year going into the military, and they'll all be in basic by this time next week.
Okay. I knew they were leaving soon, Yeah.
They couldn't wait for graduation.
Yeah. I know General Wood, he made a good talk. He had their attention.
Yeah.
I mean, he told from the time he was a young boy, right till he came out, and it was really interesting to hear that, I mean, and everyone I was watching them, and they didn't take their eyes off of him,
And it's sad, you can't get together, everybody has set apart.
Yeah.
And it's sad that they couldn't go through their regular graduation, but I think this was real good for these kids. They really enjoyed it and had a good time. And it helped me. It was a good thing for me. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on down to number 3, and Mr. Alex Case, if you want to come up and give us a report there.
I think the report is on some of our IT infrastructure that we proposed back in the fall, and a lot of the stuff throughout our county was in repair for Microsoft moving from Windows 7 to Windows 10. And to date, we've changed over 80 workstations throughout the county. We were pushing for a January 14th before then to get, is a deadline that Windows quit supporting Windows 7. But in just today, we received 4 more laptops in to replace because of things have been held back for that. Each time when I presented a lot of that to y'all, we were saying we were going to buy so much a month, and I was checking with Don and Rebecca and Ted if we were okay to buy 5 here, 6 here. So I sent a spreadsheet that was sent to y'all, and that's exactly what we've been doing. Me and Daniel. And we can in between the tornadoes and the COVID and things, so we're doing the best we can. Our consultants, Networks Inc., come in and help us on some of the things as well, the server stuff remotely.
Yeah.
So it's been a pretty ordeal. We're doing as quick as we can, still doing our 911 day-to-day job.
And that was this is out of Splosh.
It was all out of Splosh.
All of it was out of Splosh.
I would check to see when Don said, you have 5,000, you have 10,000, he can give me what I can spend where he's comfortable, him and Rebecca, and that's what I would purchase available. That's why I asked to do that. I knew it was going to take a while.
Yeah.
But as to date, well, we still have some other critical things to repair.
Yeah.
That's very costly. We have the Vigilon camera system in the courts facility and the jail. We got 3 servers there that's about to reach the end of life. Again, server 2008. They're not on the internet, so we don't worry about them being infrastructure, and we've got them seized by themselves. The MyTel phone system that runs all 4 of these buildings. We're past the life on the server. We're about to end the life on the software. We're currently pricing that stuff. The Zetron 911 phone system, that's where your cell phones, your landlines, and your things ring into 911, that system is 16 years old. It ended its support from Zetron in March. So we've actually got an old system that Whitfield County gave us, and we've already had to rob some parts off of it. It's about a $240,000 system.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to take to replace us for our system. So there's other options out there. We're looking at them. We're looking at other things. We've got another group coming in next week to give us some proposals. That's the real big ones. We still have, I think, Stacy's laptop. Again, I just got 4 of them in today that we ordered. And we have another computer up that Jacob uses in the maintenance upstairs that helps manage some of the things. We've touched about all the offices.
Yeah. Any questions for Alex?
Yeah, I've got a couple on that. The process, is it the lack of the flow of money to get it sped up? Do we have a timeline?
Well, I mean,
when we're going to be completed? I mean, we're 6 months in on about an $800,000 spend, and do you know about where we're at on that?
it's just 2 of us, and we got multiple hats here.
That's what that's the concern of mine, is the multiple hat thing. I know why we do it, but the issue I'm saying was this stuff was in January, was supposed to have been done, and like you said, we lost.
I say done. I said the process of Windows 7 support was ending January 14th of 2020, and we were trying to get that. But this weekend we had a UPS blow up in the sheriff's server room. We were here 8 hours Sunday working on that and lost cameras, jails, switches, phones, everything.
I'm not saying that you're not working.
I'm just saying.
I know you're doing all you can do. My thing is as far as timeline goes, in March, you said on March we lost that support. What does that mean going forward? Like you said, you had to rob parts. What does that mean for us?
That means if it completely dies and we can't get parts, we'll have to look at something new. But again, I ask when things can be brought before y'all, before I bring it to y'all, I talk to the money.
Right.
I ask the clerks, when do we need to do this?
Okay.
That's exactly what I done when I proposed that to y'all. We had the CAD upgrade, the sheriff's software upgrade, the corrections upgrade, all that for the the Tyler New World system. That was all public safety of Dade County, not just 911.
Right.
Sheriff, that was $132,000. The servers to run that was $94,000. We had that build going on the time of this as well. And there was weeks and weeks that Joseph and his crew was in here, me and my dispatch. We had 4 weeks of continuous training getting ready to cut that, and we had to cut that live like at 5:30 that morning.
I knew you got work to do that switch over.
So that was pretty huge. I mean, we had to parallel the system, so that took some time out. And in between, when Rebecca and Don would say, hey, can we get some more computers for this? The first started out with Angie and them. Everything is done except for these bigger items. I mean, those other big items I mentioned is pretty pricey.
Is it something that we might need to look at getting some subcontract labor to help on? I mean, is that?
We have got that. That's Networks Inc., and we have helped us, and Tri-State has helped us on some of that, getting cables and stuff pulled. It's just, you got to trust somebody in your system.
Right.
And we had also, at that time also, we had to put up a new backup server. Our backup server had failed. That backup server sits right here in a disclosed building, non-disclosed location, that if this building was to catch a fire, blow away, we got to get up and go to work tomorrow. And it died.
Well, that was my concern, is, like we lost support in March.
Well, it's just on that one item of Zetron. I mean, we got parts for it, but I planned all this in the current splosh, but it all depends on what we can afford. I'm not trying to break the bank, and I wish I could.
Right.
But it ain't that, we're trying as best we can. It's been like that for my almost 16 years here.
We're doing a lot of the work in-house, correct?
We are.
I mean, that's
right now it costs us $125 an hour when we call our contractor. And we pay in our IT budget in general fund, we pay so many hours a year. Usually about every year and a half to 2, we pay a lump sum fee. I think they charge us back to $95 an hour. And we use that to death when we have to. So we use them a lot, but it's me and Daniel. Daniel's salary is completely out of IT now. And we got Thomas Lyons, the supervisor of 911. He's actually in networking school and IT school, and he's helping us too. But it's tough. You know, I hate that we have that many things under us, and I feel we're comfortable. Every critical workstation for everybody right now, besides Stacy's laptop and a laptop for the assessors, is where we are. That's the last two that just come in, or last of the four that come in. And they got held up from Lenovo through CDWG on our government.
Okay.
Yep, so I would love to have some more help, but again, it's going to cost us. I mean, these other big items will be contractors, like the Zetron, the Mitel. It will be contractors. The Vigilon would be the contractors coming in, but the Vigilon for the jail, we're going to use inmate commissary as well too. Joseph's wanting to use that, but the Mitel, the company we do our Mitel with, and the Vigilon is Intech Solution. They've been here ever since I've been here. It's Bob Brislin, and they want to charge us $30,000 for the 3 servers from the quote. I took the same specs. We built it ourselves through our Networks Inc. was $15,200. But they're going to Dale corporate, marking it up. That's what they do. We have not done that in years. I'd rather build our stuff ourselves that we know. We build it even bigger and better power supplies, dual power supplies. And so we can get the same thing just on the server price, half the price nearly. Done that when Tyler New World priced our servers. We built our own. We've done that every time. We can't work with Dell and Lenovo and them. They mark us up, even on some of the government rate.
Right.
And these servers are Microsoft, Intel. They're just built locally in Chattanooga at Networks Incorporated. We've been using them at least 12 years now. So.
All right. Any other questions? Thank you, Alice. Good report.
Yep.
Marshana, come on up. She's the manager of our Dade County Public Library. Ms. Marshana Sharp.
Okay. We opened up, of course, the 1st of May, so we've been open a month. We're following all the guidelines. All the staff's wearing masks, and we're cleaning every hour, and we're making sure there's only a limited number of people in the building. Kind of got tight today because the kids are starting to come back in, but we made sure that, everybody stayed socially distanced. We are only open on a limited schedule because we do need extra staff in order to do all this. So we're open Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays from 10 till 6, just to make it easy. It's the same hours. If you 10 to 11 is for the most vulnerable, people with health conditions and the elderly. If you still feel uncomfortable about coming in, we do have the curbside service, which a lot of people are still using. And it's available when we're open. Just call us and we'll bring your books out to you. And we've been doing that. Summer reading has started. It's a little bit different version than normal. We have packets that we're sending home with the kids with crafts and things like that in it. And we have little mini museums, that's no touching. And we have a huge dragon in our story room that we revealed today. And it kind of brought some people in, but they're not touching anything. And we have some different surprises for them. Because we are not having a summer reading as usual, and a lot of our local businesses pay for our summer reading. They donate, the Lyman School, McDonald's, all those, they donate a lot of money for our summer readings to have for the kids. Because we're not doing that this year and we don't need the money, we're kind of doing, we wanted to do something like give back. So we're doing we partner with the Bank of Dade, and they got over $300 worth of gift cards from local businesses, and we're doing a bounce back bingo. Where we're asking people to bring receipts in from these businesses, and if they bring a receipt in, they get a stamp on their bingo card, and once the bingo card is, they have achieved bingo, it will go in for the drawing for these gift cards, and we're going to draw on the 19th for all these gift cards. So we're kind of just thanking all the past, since we don't need them this year, and they've always helped us before. So now I want to talk about the census and how important. I got a phone call today from the Census Bureau and talking about Georgia is over 60%. Dade County is only at 48%. What that means is, as of right now, it shows that we have about 7,000 people that live in Dade County, which is not good, because the state of Georgia the seats for the representatives, they're decided on how many people are here. They've been doing the census since 1790. So it's not anything new. People are just not filling them out. They're really easy, 10 questions. I know the form looks really long, but it's not. It's just adding for all those people. There's 10 questions. You can come in the library if you lost your form, or if you need help filling it out, we'll fill it out. We have been doing that. We were at 48.3%. We've been kind of pushing it. We've creeped up to 48.8%. It shows right now that we have, in 2019, it showed we had 16,116 people who lived in the county. But with that percentage, it's showing we have about 7,000 now. So we really need people to fill out their census. It makes a huge difference. Roads, grants, the library, it affects how much book money we get. They do on the percentage of number of how many people live here. Any grants that are available, if the region gets a grant, it depends on how it's split up to how many people are in that county. The divisions, so if you haven't filled your census out, really easy. What some people say, it's against the law for the census to give out this information, your personal information. All they need is those numbers. That's what goes, so fill out your census.
But if they don't, let's say we come to the end here, are they going to come back out and send a group out to knock on doors?
I talked to him today and I asked him, I said, so are y'all going to do your rounds? That's questionable because of the COVID. They're thinking that they may take the numbers that are done
and do it
in the paper and do it.
What is the final date?
Well, it's been moved up. We were thinking it was in August, but we were reading today, and I should have asked him that but they're saying October now. But we need them in as soon as possible because they have to get these numbers to the president. He kind of does the budget off of, well, Georgia's going to need this much money, Alabama's, Tennessee is going to need this much money. So we need as many people as we can report in Georgia so that Georgia gets aligned this money.
Okay.
So, October, I think they raised it to October 31st. But, if we can get them in as soon as possible. But we are the lowest county between around here, Walker,
and Northwest Georgia.
And Northwest Georgia. We are the lowest percentage of county in. And there's different sections like Sand Mountain, that area. They're the lowest within of reporting.
Yeah.
So. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
Now this affects, people need to realize, and you stated it well, that it affects our entire county.
It does.
It affects elderly. It affects our school system. It affects, and I'm guessing, now I don't know this because I'm not a business person, but if I was looking to move into a county, I'm a business person somewhere else, and I look at Dade County, well, there are only 8,000 people. That's not enough for the workforce. That's not enough for, if it's a restaurant, that's not enough to build a restaurant because 8,000 people is not going to do it. And we know we're more than twice 8,000. Mm-hmm. So, folks, you're listening. It doesn't take but a little while. It does look daunting. And you can come to the library. And I know Mary has done a few in here for people. You can get some help on the computer filling that out.
It takes about 3 minutes,
yeah.
Literally. But businesses do use the census data. That's what they use off of.
They do.
And, it affects, restaurants. People talk about, we need a good, well, they're not going to move here if the people are not here. And that's the numbers they use.
Absolutely.
So if they're not there, almost anything roads, disasters, Alex knows, if there's a national disaster, they're going to look and say, well, they only have 10,000 people that live here. We're not going to, we need to give this money somewhere else. They need it more, when that's not true because we know there's more than that lives here. So
if someone can't remember if they filled it out or not, I thought that might be a question. Is there a way they can tell if they have or not? Do you know?
I can ask him. I have the number to call him.
I was just thinking with everything that's happened lately, if somebody did, they...
Oh, it won't. Yeah, she said it wouldn't. Carrie said it wouldn't let you double fill.
Okay. So if they can't remember, they can try to do it again?
We can try to. And it says, everybody's like, well, I'm not for sure. I didn't leave here this. It's as of April the 1st. wherever you laid your head down on April the 1st. So if you've moved out and you lived here on April the 1st, you need to report. It's April the 1st is when it was. Wherever you laid your head down on April the 1st is where you need to report.
Okay.
All right.
Any questions?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Report.
Marciana.
All right. Miss Sarah Dyer. He's our extension agent with UGA.
Well, I'll say that it's a pleasure to be back. I know it's been a while since we've gotten to be here and report. I also want to say thank you, Rebecca, for letting us get the presentation set up. Because although I'm here to present to you guys of what we have done and how we've handled COVID-19, I also have lots of resources for the community tonight. So we can talk about the new normal. Just so everyone knows where we're at with our office, you are welcome to come in. You will get stopped at the beginning of our Ag Center. So you come inside and every bit of information you should need would be right there on a table as you enter, and our phone number is easily accessible, and we can actually see you through a window of our office door. So we do kind of prop that door open and double check that you have everything you need, but we are open for normal business hours. So for us, this has looked like no face-to-face meetings. We've really had to stop pretty much any face-to-face programming we were doing. University of Georgia has some strict restrictions on us to follow the governor's orders. We have moved to a lot of online platforms for our meetings, both within our own staff and with University of Georgia, as well as to our clientele. So our 4-H educator is reaching 4-Hers by doing videos on Facebook, by doing Zoom meetings with them. And I'm working with our Dade grass class by providing already recorded presentations for them to take home on a USB drive. Samples are still welcome. The labs are still open at University of Georgia, so if you are wanting to get your soil tested for your garden, we are still accepting those samples. This will be something that you'll have everything you need when you walk in to drop off that sample and leave a payment for us, and we'll collect it immediately. As far as agricultural questions, now's the time where I get lots of garden questions. We have really resulted to going with pictures on a cell phone or to email, and we've actually learned we can do a lot of the what used to be site visits over cell phone or email contact. And we're doing lots and lots of social media, just like everyone else is out there. We're trying to find new ways that we can reach people. Social media is a go-to, and I'm going to walk through a few of those things that we're doing. So our Facebook pages are here. I encourage everyone watching at home to go after this video and follow our pages. Everything I talk about, you'll be able to find on those pages. We have also started a YouTube channel. This just started this week, so it's brand new. We have found that sometimes people get a little frustrated scrolling back through Facebook for videos, so this will be a good resource whenever you want to go back and reference a video, or those parents that are just now getting their kids involved with 4-H and you're interested in what activities we have available. You can go watch step-by-step videos for at-home activities. Another thing that University of Georgia has started statewide is a Healthy Georgia newsletter. This is very exciting because this newsletter really works towards all UGA extension clientele. So by that, I mean it reaches the 3 legs of extension: agriculture and natural resources, 4-H and youth. Both of these legs we have in Dade County. And then we actually lack family and consumer sciences here in terms of a staff member that represents this leg of extension, but this newsletter is hitting some of those important questions we've been getting, such as, is my food safe from the grocery store right now? So this has something for everybody. If you would like to be added to this newsletter, it goes out every other week at this point. It used to be weekly. You can email us at dade.extension@uga.edu, and we will add you to receiving those newsletters. So some of the ways we have reached 4-Hers and 4-H clientele, we have made sure that parents approve 4-H use on computers. So any of our interactive meetings, the kids have to have permission and the parent is involved and aware. But we do provide videos anyone can go watch. So we did break it down into themes per week. We did Space Week, Etiquette Week, Weather Week, and Dairy. And Allison has done a phenomenal job with videos. So even if you aren't sure what to do with those kinds of topics and you're tired of reading something, she's gone through some step-by-step videos, and these are on our Facebook and now our YouTube. So how to make a rocket, how to appropriately set a table, how to make a cloud, and how to make homemade ice cream. So this month seems like bingo is kind of the theme. So we have also, Allison's worked on creating a bingo board. So this is something that every week 4-Hers they can do it every single day. So anytime they want to, but there's different activities that we do weekly that are listed on that board. But if they fill out 5 in a row, they'll be entered to win a summer basket. Another series starting is road tripping across the USA. So if you guys know Allison personally, she has gone somewhere every year with her boys. So she's got lots of experience around the country. So with this, you will actually, parents, you will need to call or email and register your child on Thursdays. And then you would come by on Mondays and pick up an activity kit that we prepared. That's why we require the pre-registration. So you can come by via socially distancing. You can come pick up a packet, pick up some activities and some materials that you need to participate that week. We did have our chick project. This happened in May. So these 4-Hers actually ordered chicks back in March. We were happy to see that this could continue, that we were able to get our chicks, and that parents and kids felt comfortable coming to pick them up. So you can see that this was probably a really nice bright spot in them being stuck at home, is going home with 10 chicks. So like I said earlier, our face-to-face meetings are canceled. This has also meant our allied organizations such as Tree City, Beekeepers, and Cattlemen's, and our Dade grass class, which hasn't necessarily been canceled, but it has been a little bit delayed and now in a virtual format. On our extension page, rather than our 4-H Facebook, we do have a new virtual series, Ag Tidbits. This is where I create just a couple minutes videos, and I give a glimpse into different aspects of agriculture. So the first one was about different weed identification, and the second one was about byproducts that we get from animals, things we don't typically think of. This is another exciting thing. This is for any agricultural producers or every single one of you, because we're all a consumer. So this has kind of a two-part deal. So University of Georgia is working with the Georgia Department of Agriculture and their brand Georgia Grown to connect local producers with consumers looking for certain products. So there's two parts. The first one is if you are a producer, you can go to this link and you can go ahead and fill out a form, tell us what products you have available. If you're a legitimate farm with the right rules and regulations and licenses to sell your product, you can complete this form and you will be listed on a database. Then if you are looking to buy local and support local farmers, you can go to this website down at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and you will be connected by finding that whole list of any of those producers who have voluntarily put their information in that form. Also, we receive a graphic by Georgia Grown. They send UGA Extension a graphic, so we will throw that out on our Facebook, and it's a little bit of free marketing. This is the last thing, and this is something that is probably on a lot of our local farmers' minds. This just came out. This is the USDA's Farm Service Agency's monetary relief for farmers that were negatively impacted by the coronavirus. So this is for eligible farmers that may have been negatively affected. The application process is not through us. It is through the local FSA office, which is down in Lafayette. And it is open through April 28th, so you have some time. They are by appointment only at this point in time, so please call ahead. You want to ask to speak with Christy or Chalet. There's their phone number and the extension to get in touch with them. And there's various payment schedules for different species of livestock. Cattle, hogs, and sheep have been listed so far. They're working on possibly including goats. Most of our folks you guys know here in Dade County are either poultry farmers or cattle farmers. So I wanted to bring to attention the cattle folks. This is a two-part deal. If you sold any cattle, whether it's to the sale barn or to your neighbor down the road, if you've got a receipt, because this can be audited, if you sold those cattle between January 15th and April 15th, you are eligible for a certain payment per head on that animal. Then, if you owned any cattle, if you pick a day between April 16th and May 14th of the number of head you had on inventory, there's also a payment schedule specifically for those livestock. So this is not a full list of details. If you want a full list, go to that website. I do have some handouts. That's something that if you walked into our Ag Center, you would find it on a table right there. You're welcome to take the handout. It's got all the information with our local office and who to speak to. It actually has the breakdown of the payment schedule for cattle, and you can give me a call. My number will be on there too. Thank you, guys.
Thank
I know it's a big report.
Any questions? Good report. Very good. All right. Thank you.
How much do you know how much a soil sample is roughly?
A soil sample is $9. So if you're just doing a garden spot, it'd be $9. If you're wanting to test 2 different pastures, then we would suggest you actually do one test for each pasture. So it would be $9 a piece.
That's reasonable.
Thank you. All right, Donna Street, she's with her mother's not doing real well. I think she's staying with her mother. Mr. Back, I don't know if he's supposed to be here or not. Not here. And the Chamber of Commerce, or the new chamber, call it what you want, they're meeting right now at the same time we are. They're doing a virtual meeting, from what I understand, on Zoom. And so maybe they'll be here, or some of their representatives will be here next time at our next meeting. Move down to number 4. Becca, turned over to you. Go over our financial.
Okay, our account balances as of May 31st, 2020. In the general fund, we had a balance of $1,747,284. Our general fund certificates of deposit was at $1,02,494 for a total of $2,749,778. The Sheriff's Special Fund had a balance of $1,296. The Drug Abuse Education Fund had a balance of $34,933. The Supplemental Juvenile Services Fund had a balance of $26,536. The Victim Assistance Fund had a balance of $1,455. The Jail Fund had a balance of $50,320. The Federal Assets Fund, Department of Justice, had a balance of $0. The employees' flexible spending had a balance of $42,927. And our payroll account had a balance of $14,560. The SPLOST project account had a balance of $34,141. And the SPLOST debt services account had a balance of $1,498,425. On the next page, you will see a report of our general fund revenues as of April 30th, 2020. Our actual for April were $425,022. Our monthly budget was $497,420, so we were under budget by $72,398. For the year, our budget is $9,608,000. Not our budget, excuse me. Our actual is $9,608,145. The budget for the year to date is $9,597,899, so we were actually in excess of our budget, so we've collected $10,246 more dollars than budgeted. Our expenses on the next page as of April 30th, the actual for April was $788,485. The monthly budget was $843,387, and we were actually under budget by $54,902. The year-to-date actual is $8,483,831. The year-to-date budget is at $8,877,802. So we were actually under budget by $393,971. The next report there, a couple pages back, is the local option sales tax revenue report. And for May, we collected $160,070.48. And our SPLOST collection for May was $200,082.60. And the very last report you have there is the Tax Commissioner's Office report. And year to date, our budget is $4,771,900. We've collected $4,413,830. So we still have left to collect $358,069, which is roughly 92.5% collection so far of what we budgeted. And that includes the report.
Okay, good report. Any questions? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve our monthly financial report. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve is read.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. I'll call a vote. Mr. Lowry?
Yes.
Mr. Hartline? Yes. Mr. Goff?
Yes.
Mr. Bradford?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Okay, thank you. All right. Write this down here. Robin, you got anything you need to bring before us to talk about? No legal matter, unfinished business. The reading of minutes and the last month's regular meeting and any special call meeting will not be required since all commissioners have been furnished copies in advance. The minutes are a public record and available for view in our county commission office. Minutes are also included in our consent agenda. At this time, I'll ask Rebecca to go over our consent agenda, and we will entertain a motion pertaining to that when she's finished.
The approval of agenda as amended to add 5A, the grasshopper diesel mower. The approval of the previous meeting minutes, the approval of the review of the personnel status report, approval of the proclamation for National Lightning Awareness Week, June 21st through 27th, the reappointment of Ms. Darlene Rogers to the Library Board of Trustees for a 3-year term beginning July 1st, 2020 and expiring June 30th, 2023. And the reappointment of Ms. Sarah Moore for a 3-year term to the Historic Preservation Commission beginning July 1st, 2020 and expiring June 30th, 2023. And the reappointment of Mrs. Sandra Pullen to the Department of Family Children's Board for a 5-year term beginning July 1st, 2020 and expiring June 30th, 2025. And then the purchase of a lawnmower, a grasshopper 900D 1.3 liter diesel mower from ARB Enterprises in the amount of $17,178.75. And that concludes this consent agenda.
Okay. All right. Any questions or corrections on that?
On the lawnmower, I'd just make a note on that. Only if the mower was to blow up.
If we had trouble, yeah.
Only.
Yeah, that was
purchase is
understandable.
only if the mower blows up.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. All right. Any other corrections? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve our consent agenda as presented. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
All right, Mr. Hartline. Have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lowry. Okay. Have a motion and a second. I'll call a vote. Mr. Bradford?
Yes.
Mr. Goff?
Yes.
Mr. Hartline?
Yes.
Mr. Lowry?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Thank you. All right. Anyone want to come up and talk to us tonight? Well, you'll be 5 minutes and come up and say what you need to say. Nathan, you want to say anything? Not anything you want?
I just want to invite everybody down to the 4th of July again this year. Right now the plans are still carry on. We've got 5 bands set up to play. I think we've got a softball tournament set up. The main goal is to make it free.
Yeah.
Every day the county resident. A lot of good food.
You want to give us a date? Death, never forget that. No, it's a big event every year. Yeah, July the 4th. Yes, sir. It's a big event, so appreciate that. Okay, appreciate everyone being here. Y'all got anything you want to add before we call it tonight?
We did want to find out if the county commission would like to play the city commission in a softball.
We can handle that. Yeah.
We'd moiter them.
Yeah.
We'd moiter them.
Yeah. That's something we'll talk about. I think we can get a motion on that next meeting. I don't have a problem.
Will there be, start to say, will there be doctors and oxygen
I
available?
know CPR, that's right. Yeah.
Or at least designated runners.
I'm going to ask the city commission the same thing about that.
Okay, yeah. But appreciate everyone being here tonight and tuning in on our meeting here. And I do want to remind you the last thing, please go vote. It's just something you need to. This is a big, all of them are big, but it's a big election here. And Tuesday, like Robert said, you got till 7 o'clock to get your mail in, the ballots in. You don't have to come in, you can even, we've got the drop box out there. We say this over and over, but you don't even have to get out of your car. Just fill it out, drop it in, and go on. And what now?
Early voting in person ends at 2 tomorrow.
That's right. 2 o'clock's it, as far as voting. I mean, voting here, early voting. And then Tuesday, of course, like Robert said, you've got to go to your precincts. So appreciate everyone,
When's the cutoff date for the absentee ballots to be brought in?
Do what now?
What date?
They've got to be here by 7, the ones they're mailing in, by 7 o'clock Tuesday.
So you'd be pushing if you mailed it today, really, or tomorrow.
But you can walk it in here.
You can walk it in, you can drop it in the box.
If you walk in and drop it in the box, you know you voted. You know that it's counted. So, all right. If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
Call a vote. Mr. Bradford?
Yes.
Mr. Goff?
Yes.
Mr. Hartline?
Yes.
Mr. Lowry?
Yes.
And Chair votes yes. I appreciate everyone being here. Yeah, give me your notes, though, and I'm like, just either no, I'll just copy it, or you can take